Well, hey everybody, it's HeapCVA. What's going on out there? I'm back in Project Highrise for the second run, or second video. Let's go ahead and load my save game here. I got a whole bunch of them. That's okay. I've been fooling around with this game on the one that I'm saving. I'm going to freeze real quick. Trying out a couple things. And I went crazy and had to get everything in the center in this particular thing. And in the interim, I've been playing a couple other towers, and I have found out some things. And so I'll try to slowly fold them into this. I don't know how well it's going to work. Keep your fingers crossed. But let's zoom in a little bit. See what we got going on here. We're still trying to fill office space. You know, we've got a range. We got more lawyers than anything else. Like I said, they're the least expensive. We are starting to get, or insurance offices, we're starting to get legal offices, which is good. And in fact, I'll drop a lawyer or two into these. You know, just remember, the people that you see, little pictures of the people you see running around, and the game itself doesn't care if you have an entire floor of one particular thing, whether it's lawyers or whatever. It doesn't care. Could care less. It doesn't see that, doesn't know it, and so it's not going to slow down the building of your tower. I have plenty of money to fool with, so it's going to give us the option of doing some things, and my mindset may change as we go along here, but I'm trying to do something that's balanced. At the end of the day, balance may not make any sense. And I don't know what that's going to look like to you guys until we get to that point. So what we have to worry about right now is just getting this thing to a point where we're really making some positive cash flow. It doesn't take anything to create offices here. And what I'm trying to do is I want a minimum of 4 of each type of floor. And then we'll start, when we're a little taller up, then we'll start mixing things up, because then it's not as big a deal. Right now I'm making $1,143 and I haven't done a thing yet. I got a big 1 influence. I got 1 prestige. I did get, and I forgot to tell you guys last time, I did get the, whatever this thing is called, the decorative elements, which I did not have before. So if we stop for a second and I go over here and I make this whole bottom, it doesn't cost a penny. In the glass, now you can see the buildings that are in the background. It's all good. You have different walls, colors you can use. You got glass. You got some furniture, which I'll deal with in a little bit. Indoor plants, which never changes as near as I can tell. Some lighting elements and some miscellaneous stuff, which, maybe good for down the stream a little bit. So anyway, I got that floor going. I want 1 more floor of offices, and it's going to keep my little builder people pretty busy. But I like keeping them busy, because all they do is sit and drink coffee if you don't get them to do anything. And I'm paying them too much to sit around and drink coffee, because we did get the coffee shop, so they can do that. So let's get back in here and let's kick them into gear and let them move a little faster and see what we can get going on here. What we're trying to do is get these elements to be level 2 as soon as we can. I mean, really start making more money the higher you go. Now, we could make this little skinny tower that goes all the way up. As I get influence, and you can't see it yet because I don't have enough, and you you buy operations, which to me is the priority. It's not whether you can hang pictures or not. You got to give yourself as much of an opportunity as you can to make the best tower that you can. You want operations and even a little bit of politics, and it's cool. You build offices for that. It's all good. Because you know how big my building is right this minute. We scan out and we go up. We're 39 floors high, 20 down below ground. If you get enough influence, and I just got another one and I don't know what I did, you can actually make your building bigger over time and maybe go over 100 floors. I haven't been that far yet. I have no idea. I mean, if you scroll up, we got a lot of sky to build in and a lot of dirt to bury in. So your guess is as good as mine, and we're going to find out. So let's get these guys finished while I put some office work in. I want to get to the point where we're putting in the level 4. I'm going to stop for a second. The creative offices, and I got them. That's cool. You want these guys for 2 reasons that I can think of right off the top of my head. Number 1, because they pay the most rent. All a good thing. They do need phone lines. Just get used to it. It's going to happen. So let me stop because I definitely need to drag those over now. I try to do it ahead of time. And electrical just goes without saying. Phones, we'll go a little bit at a time because I want to make sure they want them, just because until we have a little more money, you just don't want to throw that away like I did over here and have the guy at the very end of the line is the one that wants a phone and it went through all those other offices. So, no big deal. But what they do, see, we're almost, well, we're over half now, which is good, are going to set you up for actually 3rd and 4th size offices. And you're thinking, why would I care about that right now? You don't have to. I'm just telling you that it's coming, and in planning, you should look to the future more than a day. So, I mean, with the money I have, I could go up here really fast, but I'm trying to do it in little bites. Excuse me. Just so I hope that it continues to make sense. I don't know if it will or not. Like I said, I'm learning just like everybody else. So you could go ahead now and fill these up as much as you want. And why am I doing it this way? I don't know. Does it sound like a good idea in my head at the time? What did I forget? That's 2, so I want them to be the inexpensive guys. I want a good buffer of noise. In my other tower, I didn't do it the first time very well, and I'd get all these cool things built. Poof, moved out. Totally moved out on me. So what do we got going on here? Are we out of power? See, it's one of those things where 88 is the easiest way to look. See, we're at 28 used and we only have 20 available. Not good, not good. Nobody's going to move out though. The easiest way for me to deal with this, and it's like, didn't you just pay for that? True. But these are expenses. Is to go to the next size up, which is a 3 wide. And why would I do that? Because it offers 50. And honestly, I'm seeing in the other towers that I'm building that that's the right size if you're spreading your wire chases out across a big wide building. Works great. If you want to go straight up, you're going to have to make this bigger still. And you can stack them side by side. I haven't tried that yet, and then we may just make a floor of power. And, well, we might have to make 2 rows, or 2 floors of power and all of the side things, because you can run wires left to right as long as there's a chase. And this stuff down here. I don't know. What do you think? What would you do? I have no clue. Anyway, once I push the button again, we're okay. All right, I didn't want to hit the brakes on it. Didn't mean to make anybody get thrown down the stairs. Notice that I don't have any stairs. Unfortunately, in this game, and I need somebody needs a phone. So, like I said, I always stop because it's easier to. You don't want them. I try not to wait till they're so mad they move out. That's just a pain in the butt. They did not make stairs count for anything in this game. Maybe they will later. I know it's a new game. And what in the world did I forget? Look, I have more insurance. Like I said, they don't care if they're next to each other. It doesn't seem to make any difference at all. What was I saying? Ah, forget it. Anyway, those things don't count for you like you thought. That's not the way the what do you call it, an algorithm or whatever, works in this particular game. So they're busy as anything. I wish, and there's no such thing of it in this particular game. We're still within that traffic is going straight up and lateral. View, there's no view. We're not high enough up yet. Aesthetics, no. Profitability. Don't worry about the red. It'll get better. Look at, they're satisfied. But there's no, see, my smells and noise are low-ish. I'm happy for that. Anyway, there's no way of having, there's no lever anywhere to show me the demand. Now, I'm sorry, I think back to Sim Tower, and it told you what the demands of the people that come in your building were. And that was important because we got something going on. I got to see what, okay. See, so we have a storeroom now that we can install. We've got level 2 offices, or medium offices. We have small wood room of hardware. We're not even close to that yet. And space for retail stores. Going to be hugely important. Not right this minute, but they are. But there's no thing here to tell me your folks want more stores. They want more. I guess it sort of shows here, but that's person by person. There's not something bigger on a building, just the building level, that says the people that come in your building are looking for such and such. They want more of this office, this store, this restaurant. It doesn't show up. There's no bar to say there's a big demand for this. And I guess I'm so stuck in city design type games, SimCity, and some of the others. I can't think of the other one I got that I don't play much anymore, but that I forget that maybe that's not what you should be doing here. This is just about designing a really cool building. And I'm going to show you some tricks on how to make that a little different and bring a little aesthetics into the building that you may not even have thought about. So, anywho, we have our next size up offices. Now, are they just going to jump in right away and be so happy to see us? Probably not. And if you stay to this width, and I'll do 2 rows, you're likely to have some of them move out. For reasons I can't even explain, they just do it. They're so picky when it comes to certain things. And just like with the small offices where we had to have the bottom level before we can get the middle level, and now we got this level. We'll have to do the same thing all over again. But remember, we want to build those other offices as soon as we can, because they're the guys that help me build level 3 and level 4, which I can't remember what their names are. I guess I could look. There's large office and headquarters, or HQ suites. They want that kind of stuff. I didn't pull the lines. Shame on me. I gotta remember, number one, pull lines and pull phone. When we get a little more money, it makes sense to just pull all the wire and just get it over with. So we took care of our basic contract for offices. Yay. Got $1,000 for that. It's not as big a deal because I already had somebody. Notice I'm under 10. So it does. Money goes even when you get it for free. So let's look at contracts real quick. There's more people, incremental people, industry diversification, studio apartments we're not even close to yet, and not a lot else going on. Incremental, they're looking for us to get revenues of 3,000, which we're not to yet. This is more people, so that's to get 50. I'm going to jump on that one because we're pretty close to it anyway. So fire this thing back up, and we'll fill up this level here, and then we'll start thinking about what the next levels are going to look like. Now, one thing I had not planned in this, shame on me, and in one of my other towers, I'm realizing that it needs to be planned in early, because you won't know it until after you realize that you needed it and it's too late. I didn't plan for trash. Didn't even think about it. I figure you give them janitors, everything's taken care of. Not exactly the way it works, apparently. So I'll have to create in this system, just like you have chaseways for wire, I'm going to have a chaseway for trash. You don't need it because they're going to drop their wadded piece of paper and it's going to go fall all the way down to here. That isn't what I'm talking about. It's just that every floor needs to be able to move their trash out. You won't see it right away. It won't make any difference right away. Eventually, they'll complain about it. And some of them move out as a result of it. And while sometimes that doesn't make any difference, because it's actually good that low levels move out eventually to allow you to build higher level. I haven't tried like chasing these guys out of here after I've generated a lot of income to see if medium and large size offices would live on the second floor, or I guess it's the third floor, or ground 1, 2, take your pick. How that would work, I honestly don't know. But if we do 1, 2 level, now you know that it's 2.5 inches or 2.5 office spaces wide of these guys. That only lets you do 1. And notice that they all want something as usual. Medical offices, which are good for the bottom level of your next size up, want a drugstore. These guys want more restaurants. Wow, I hear that a lot. Legal, they laid a ton of stuff. They want to see you get prestige. They want more restaurants, medium restaurants too, dinner restaurants and cafes. It's like, oi. Legal, same way. When you get down to financial, you ain't even talk to them yet. So we can have this space here. We got to do a little more building down here to make it worth anybody's while. So I don't know that these small things are going to give us what we need. But we do have the opportunity to create the space we need. I'm going to fill this out because the thought process just jumped into my head. If I need space for one of these guys, it needs to fit somewhere, and I'm a little short. I don't want to do these 2 rows yet. So what do you think? Lower down? Yeah, all right. Let's do lower down and wide this time. It's not like anybody's going to check my work. See, now you notice I can't go until I draw these guys out. So I know for a fact that it's at least that wide. Oops, skip one. So if we go back to storerooms and put this in, and I need that to be open. I can't build it because they haven't built the floor yet. I need to make sure the chases get in. I can skip floors as long as that wire chase is in. If I forget that, I believe that somewhere you will have a problem. Maybe I'm full of crap. That's the thing I'm thinking about right this minute. Anyway, they'll do their thing. Let's do another small restaurant because we can. Put him right here. We are getting some people showing up. So let's look at, we got a bakery. That's coffee and lunch, coffee and breakfast, coffee and breakfast. Let's do that. I don't know what this guy was. See, we need to get more regular customers. So he's starting to smile. That's all good. But I'm looking for the level 2 ones because that's where you're going to start getting the better restaurants. So where am I going? Okay, sorry. They have no way of building that because they can't get down there. They're climbing fools. Where's a ladder when you need one? I don't get it. Anyway, I do get it. All right. Need to run some power. And I'm going to just run this to the end. You know and I know we're going to use it. Did it cost me a few bucks? Yeah, so what? Back. Let's just get that out of the way now. I don't even have to think about it. Now, when you build the doctor offices, they'll need water. See, we don't have a water system installed yet because none of these guys want water. Apparently, they don't even use water fountains. They're going to need it. So, we haven't gone very far, have we? Really haven't built a lot because of all of the underground, what is that called? Infrastructure? Yeah, infrastructure. It's another word that just popped into my head that I didn't know I knew anymore. That wasn't there before, that you need before you can do anything else. Makes you want to go smack somebody. So how many legal offices we got? Let's put a couple legal offices in. Because I have them. Why not? We need more people. Drives more traffic. Like I said, underground, you can go the width of this building and never go any wider above ground. They don't care what floor these things are on. None of that stuff. Somebody wants a telephone. It must be ringing and they got no way to answer it. But I caught it early so that nobody just packs their bags and moves out on me. Now, they're fixing that. What I can do now is get in here. What I want to do quickly, I keep pushing the wrong button, is get this built. Because it's touching the closet, I don't have to drag wire through the office technically. And they're already there. So we do that first, then you can come up here and do this stuff. Because there's a couple things I'm going to do. We need both. Stop again. First things first. Let's look at stores. We're going to throw a store in right here. Why do you put a store right there? Well, number one, they like them on the lower floors. Plus, all the foot traffic that doesn't go up to work may stop and buy something at these. Number two, have you ever been in a high-rise building where there's food on the ground floor or second floor and places to buy a few things, whether it's trinkets and souvenirs or a nice shirt or whatever? It does exist in real life, so why not? Why not? Plus, they make money. And don't we need money right now? And it fits in the space that we have right now. We actually got an extra little bit of space on each side. That's good. Now, I'll make some changes later and you'll understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. But what I like to do, and it's just me, we get the bookstore, newspapers, and the pharmacy down below, because apparently most of these jobs give them headaches. I don't know that for a fact, and you don't get penalized for it, but the thought process entered into my head, and I thought, okay, but it's going to let me build these guys up here, which I really care about, because we're generating revenue again. Now we're back up to 3,700. We are so close to being positive cash flow all the time. Knock down another contract. That's all good. If we stop and look, what do we got? It's got increased density who live and work your building. Well, it's a little stretch. We could do it. Incremental income. I think we could probably do that one. And boom, we already passed it. Sorry, I forgot that earlier. Resounding revenue. That's if you want to make 5G. Let's just do that because it gives us something. We already made it. Never mind. Let's do this one. And look, we got media buzz. Man, things are just boiling. All of a sudden, I haven't even done anything, and I've done something. So look what happened while we were just futzing around with that. Number one, I got influence. Number two, I got buzz. Didn't talk about that in the last video because we didn't have any. But this is tied to the media campaign part of the game. And you can actually put out ads. And what it is buzz is like people talking to other people about your building. And so let's say we want to do a simple buzz media push, and we'll pick ad placements. I guess they spray paint your walls or something. I don't know. Then it runs, and it creates more traffic in your building. You really, really want that, right? So we're going to do that. Notice that I have 11 here. See that the shaking hands is lit. Now all of a sudden we have the change in who we build offices for. Now aesthetics, if you want art right away, go for it. If you want this guy right away, go for it. Me, I want the building to be as good as it can as early in the game as possible. So I always grab the operations guy first. Now, if you notice, he isn't a little tiny office. He is actually almost as big as the other second level offices. But you want to be their friend. Trust me, you want to be their friend. So somebody needs a phone. Let me get that done so they don't scream at me. Unfortunately, I got to go clear across. Might as well go this way too, because other people are going to want it. And, oh, timeout. Somebody else wants a phone. And what I've found too is that, oh, obviously we don't have enough. Poof, say goodbye, next size up. We have the money, let's do it. Notice how all of a sudden I went from 88,000 to 19,000. That's how quickly it happens. And these guys are happy again. Now you're wondering, I go, why do you always have it on fast forward? Honestly, the slow version of this is too slow. Nothing happens. Need a drink. Sorry, dry. Start talking, you get dry. So we didn't get very far. Didn't add many floors. I mean, we're not even close. We're 3 away from 10 stories tall. In some parts of this country, that's not even a high rise. It's not a skyscraper. It's nothing. It's just a tall building. Even in some of the small communities I worked in, there were 8-story buildings. Nobody thought. Did you see the influence starting to pop up? I'm already at 13. Look at this. New construction office already. I don't have much of a building here, but I've already succeeded in getting a new construction office. What difference does that make? Let me click on it. Boom. It's here now. If you look in here and you look at my staff, watch. Much larger group. So these guys, I'm going to pluck this down because I want it. It didn't cost me anything. The 2 guys that were drinking coffee here are now supplemented by 3 more people. All of a sudden I got 5 folks to get every floor ready instead of 2. Starts moving construction down the road super fast because, excuse me, oh my gosh. Your goal is not to have construction, it's to build offices and fill them up. And so the faster you can do that, bada boom, bada bing, right? So they're working on that. Look at that. So you'll see I got 2 more people coming in. So now I got 4. I'm sorry, I used the wrong number, but because I want to be nice to this operations guy right here, and I get more, I can add another construction worker probably relatively fast. And I like the thought process in that. So where are we at? I want to see what it's going to take to get okay, we can put a doctor in. Now, I know for a fact, because it's just one of those things that pops up, this guy is going to want water. So let's put a small one in, because not a lot of the lower floor really needs that. And I'm going to drag the line over to him now so they don't snivel and moan. And that should be enough. I think they need a telephone, but I'm not 100% sure. And I don't want to cheat and look. I like I said, you could spend all day reading about it, or you can just put it in and see how it works. Like I said, that's our first. Next size. See, they want a phone. Of course they wanted a phone, because it's the one thing I wasn't thinking about. But I guess it does make sense for a doctor to have a phone so he can call you and say, hey, how you feeling? But notice he didn't need water. And that's because it's a doctor's office, not a dentist office. There are dentists in here, and you'll have to figure them out. All right. So we just jumped up $1,000 a day in income, and all of a sudden we're at over 20 grand, and things are moving along nicely, and we don't have a lot of stuff going on. This will take a little bit to fill out the storage area down here. We got extra people to get the building ready. Life is good. The problem is I can only build one of these medium offices per floor. So for me, it makes sense to, we know that this is 8, 9, 10 squares. I count the windows because that's what it is, wide. So I got 6. I need 4 more. Can't do it from here, but I can come here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have to go up and up and up and up and up. And I'm going to go up and up and up, because it doesn't matter if that's open or not, because access to the elevator reflects on the people in the building, not other things that you might put in there. And my thought process is that, you know, I was telling you about trash, is put it where the elevator doesn't really go, because you don't care if the trash can get to the elevator, because it's not getting up and doing that anyway. Don't worry about it. But and you'll see with 4 workers how much quicker construction goes. And put a smile on your face. Really will. Honest. I swear to goodness. See, and I can take, boom, more glass on the bottom. That's all good. We're widening this out. These guys are like, hey, look, there's room. Don't worry about it. God, I wish I could talk. Don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt anybody. But I have a thought in mind. You know, you need something on every floor. That's how it measures that. And so notice that I got this all drawn up on this side. That's all good. I'm waiting for them to finish over here. They always seem to wait till last minute to get the end of this thing done. So theoretically, I could come back through here and paint all these walls. Didn't cost me a thing, but it allows, they're almost done. It gives me a way of seeing or framing in, if that makes any sense to you, what I'm building, so that I can see what else I can do with this space. Now, if I want to, slow that down, and we're getting close to the end of this video anyway. I'm on the next level, offices. I can put 2 more in just on this floor alone. I'm going to do that. I got my construction guy, whatever he's called. What's he called? Operations guy. Going to do good things for my building and generate revenue in a hurry. Artwork is expensive. You might as well wait till it's pocket change, not when you really need the money most. And then the politics guy is where you go to petition for certain things that you want for your building, whether it's a patio or a piazza or whatever that thing is called. Wrong button. Pretend you didn't see that. Plazas. You can't do those. But that's where you actually have a piece of the building not existing and you actually make a plaza. Play with that a little bit. I'm not sure I really care if I like them, but you do need to have a plaza downstream, because you won't get certain of these things, spaces, unless you do that. So just so you knew that. You know, more stuff, better elevators, all that cool stuff. So as we kind of work our way to the end, check my utilities real quick. We're in good shape. Let's do this real quick. Notice that that fills that space completely. So it's each medium size, whatever this is twice 1.5, 2.5. God, 2.5 of these little guys. So I can put that space over here now. Poof. I actually had more room, I think, because it didn't push me out. Doesn't really matter. If I come back through with my paintbrush and do this, it's not going to do anything till I get over here, and it just creates doors between them. And you just have to get your mind around the perspective that you're looking at the building from. Don't worry about it. So I want more medical offices. You need those on the lower floors because they're noisy. And you don't want those with your expensive guys that are down here, because they get upset. So we're going to do a dentist office. Did I already pick one? Apparently I didn't. So let's run some wire. We have electrical, and it's enough. We can go a little further later. My guess is they'll be whining for a telephone. And I know for a fact they're going to want some water. If you've ever been to a dentist, they squirt water in your mouth. Just one of the things they think they like to do, whether you need it or not. So we're going to watch them knock this out real quick. We are going fast, right? See, we're on the clock, man. All the best work gets done after everybody goes home. Oh, that took a dip, didn't it? That's because I'm spending money. Don't worry about it. Excuse me. I don't know what the deal is. All of a sudden I'll get like that, and it's like I'm eating frogs. And you may not even know what the heck that means. If you've ever had somebody say, what do you got, a frog in your throat? That's what I'm talking about. So we need to put somebody else here. Let's do, we can't do legal yet. It's either these guys or those guys, and I hate putting those guys down there. So let's do another, just a regular doctor. They'll need phone and power. So we'll go to the end because we can. And my guess is she'll want a telly. Oh, telly. I won't do the top floor yet. Let's get this installed, and I think I'll end this version, or video number 2. It's not an episode. I'm Art. Oh my God. I'm not using that particular. Why does she say, did I not drag water over there? No, I didn't. Dum-de-dum-dum. So now this doctor needed water. That's interesting. They fooled me. Oh well. Just know that on the medical floor, drag it. Anyway, so we got them in. How we doing? Drats, rain. All that means is that you're not going to get as many people in your building in the restaurants and the stores today. Don't freak out over that. Your building's not going to melt or fall down. I hope. Anyway, so here we are, somewhere in the late 30 minutes. What now? They always want something. And see, it wasn't listed right away, but if I don't do this, they're going to pack their bags and hit the ground, just take off, whatever that word is. So we need bottled water, which is, really? One office needs bottled water. There's a store right underneath you. Hello. Anyway, and janitorial services. So we open our box of building services. There's janitors. We can fit him there. Can't really fit anybody else there. We're going to have to get some width going here. I'm not counting. I should have counted. So they've got to build that. These people are going to be pissy and they'll probably move out before I get it done. But it's checking boxes as we go along. Come on, I think that's enough. No. They want bottled water. Ugh. Seriously? How about if I put a drinking fountain in? Will that be enough? Apparently not. Now, they may ask for water too, which I'll drag a line over there, but sometimes they ask and sometimes they don't say a word. So, file storage services. I get that. That is a little wider building, or thing. See how wide that is? And I don't think that's going to fit anywhere I want to put it right yet. It's going to go here as soon as I get done. Hurry up. Come on, hurry up. Bingo. All right. Any other complaints they want? No. Hopefully they stay in long enough to get this done. Hurry up. Move. There you go. Sometimes it works and they go, oh, okay, never mind. And other times they'd pack their bags and move on down the road. It's okay. There's someone else right behind them. I keep saying that to myself. In my other tower I was building, I had the couple floors. Maybe I went too fast. They moved out like constantly. So, anywho, we're letting this run for a bit. You see the influence popping up. It's moving up pretty quick. We went to 3 in prestige. That's all good. Lots of influence coming up. I want that influence to go up as fast as it can. So at 2 or 10, blah, 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 it allows us another. Didn't we already do that? Oh, yeah. We need 15 to get that extra construction worker. Whoa. Maybe I need to go back to bed. So we got enough insurance offices. Let's put some of these guys in. Accountants are always good. How are you going to get your taxes done otherwise? What can we put in here? How about an accountant? Because there's nothing else. All right. To me, this floor for the small offices is full. We'll let them build it up real quick. And then I'll pull the plug on this particular video so that you guys can kind of digest that and laugh at me because you're way past me in playing this game and you've already done all this stuff already. Stop. But you notice down here I got second level restaurants. Woohoo. We will do that in the next episode. Might as well just drag that all the way across for those guys. I think that's all it needs. All right. See, we got great news. Our media command. I got another media campaign available. I'm moving up in my influence. I got good prestige. I'm at 4,600 plus a day. I think I'm in a pretty good spot right here. I got a decent underground built. I'm not building too much. I could always demo anything that I build. I mean, all you have to do is get the bulldozer and start taking things apart, and nobody will call the space police and bust you for it. So you'll need them anyway, like I said. And if they're built and they're ready to go, then you don't have to wait for them to do everything when somebody's screaming that they need bottled water or some other foolish thing that they're going to want. So here we are at a point. As everybody kind of settles down, it's getting to be dark. It's midnight. Good time to quit, huh? So number 2's in the can, so to speak. I'll put the video together, and you'll see it soon enough in my uploading schedule. If you thought the video was worthy, while I'm talking to you, I'm going to drag electrical over. Am I already out of power? I'm already out of power. Dirt, 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 dirt. Stupid. If this video was remotely interesting to you and you got anything out of it or didn't get anything out of it, but you like coming and listening to me shoot myself in the foot, think about hitting the like button. Leave me a comment. I like hearing them. I like reading them. They don't make any noise. And responding back as often as I can. I love that part of it. And at the end of the day, if you see my channel growing in the direction that you like, consider subscribing. I really appreciate that. It's a huge deal to me. I don't know how better to explain it than that. I'm sure I'll come up with something over time. That being said, have a great day wherever you're at in the world, whether you're in the sun right this minute or it's dark. Hopefully you had a good day and you're having a good day. I'll get back to making videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.